Do you speak English? No, very good. No money, sorry brother. If I wanted a taxi, I would know how to call a bloody taxi. Okay. Look at this. Much bigger than I expected. You know, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have very high expectations. Simply because the price was really good. I got it on offer and I paid something like 30 something dinars. And listen, hey, this is the room. Let me explore it with you. Very big double bed that looks very comfortable as well. Oh, it is very comfortable actually. Woo. And look, very nice bathroom. There you go. I don't know if you can see me. Hello. I haven't shown you the best part of it yet. Sea view, guys. Sea view. That's Aqaba. And actually what you see on the other side is Israel, the city of Eilat. Afternoon, gentlemen. How are you? How are you? We see like 10 touts within a 100 meters walk. You can tell we're in a very touristy area.
I have money.
Lively and vibrant. You are, mate? No money. Sorry, brother.
No money.
What you see behind me is the 7th tallest flagpole in the world. I'm sure you don't think I came all this way from Italy only to show you a bloody flagpole. That flagpole was erected in 2004 to commemorate one of the most important events of Jordanian history. Aqaba, back in the day, was just a fishing village. This side was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, while that side, a bit further down really, this is the Red Sea, so a bit further down is Egypt, and that part was ruled by the British. And the British wanted clearly to take over this part of the Ottoman Empire, and to do so, they relied on the work of T.E. Lawrence, that for the first time in history managed to unify many Arab tribes to fight against the Ottomans. How did it go? As I said, the British were just over there, a bit further down. You cannot really see it from here, but let's pretend it's there, okay? And to invade Aqaba, just right there, and open new routes that would have allowed them to take over the Middle East, let's say Syria, even Lebanon further up, they had to take this city. But this city was heavily fortified by the Ottomans. They had huge guns, huge cannons, so coming in from there would have been absolutely suicidal. There was absolutely no way to do that. So, T.E. Lawrence unified the Arab tribes to fight against the common enemy, the oppressor, the Ottomans. And coming from the back, from the desert, they attacked the city from the back. So the cannons were pointed in that direction. No one was expecting an attack from the back. And so it was fairly easy for the Arab tribes to take over the city. And the takeover of this city paved the way for the invasion or liberation, whatever you want to call it, for part of the Middle East, the Levantine Middle East, from the Ottoman Empire. We can now have a glimpse of the beach here in Aqaba, the public beach in Aqaba, where apparently all locals go. Unfortunately, it's cloudy today. So this is Aqaba Beach. I don't know if you can see it behind me. The water is actually really clear. It's not cold to be in November, honestly. It's like, oh shit. Oh, sorry, excuse my language. Al Sharif Al Hussein bin Ali Mosque, and it is a bit of an icon for Aqaba. You can see it on all postcards and these kind of things, of course. And it is named after the great-great-grandfather of the king of Jordan, the current king of Jordan, who was the leader, actually the emir, that led the revolt against the Ottoman Empire. So the Arab revolt I was telling you about earlier. And here I am in front of the most iconic of all places, not only in Jordan, but in the entire world. The Golden Arches, just behind me. Not going to lie, sorry Ronald McDonald, I'm sure you're a very nice guy, but this does kill my vibe a bit. I'm now getting into the marina, which is the place where you can find all the yachts and nice restaurants. You can see it's very international. And there you go, once again, you see very food from all over the world. You got the hot dog godfather, just right there. Yeah, liquor store, you can actually buy liquors here, wine, beer, whatever you want. So clearly it's built only to tourists, really. Beautiful, but certainly if you're in search of authenticity, Aqaba does not seem to be the place for you. This is the marina. It's very nice. Boats and yachts. It's not really my cup of tea here, I've got to be honest. What is more my cup of tea is, or actually are, the ancient ruins of the city of Ayla, where I am now. I don't know if you can see them around me, but they are basically evidence that this city, Aqaba, what was used to be called Ayla, actually, was a very important trading port back in the day. The city of Aqaba sat literally on the trade routes that imported ceramics from China, copper ore from Saudi Arabia, or coins from Ethiopia. So it was in a nevralgic and an extremely important position for trade between the East and the West. However, at some point in history, an earthquake split the city in two halves. And after that, the city sadly started to decline. Trade routes started shifting towards Baghdad in Iraq. So the city experienced a huge decline in its importance. So all you see here, except for that bin, was buried for nearly 1,500 years. And it's actually still fairly well preserved. Although what you see behind me may not look like much, to be honest, these are the remains of possibly one of the oldest purpose-built churches in the world. It was built with mud bricks. It was an architectural feature of that time that then we abandoned, luckily if you ask me. I don't know if during this video you have perceived my complete, total lack of enthusiasm about Aqaba. I have to say, I have to be honest, I'm not really loving this city. I'm not hating it, but it doesn't really appeal to me that much, if I'm entirely honest. But I'm going to explain why at the end of this video. What I'm finding really annoying at the moment, and it's really getting on my nerves, is that every single taxi driver in the city that sees me is just starts honking. If I wanted a taxi, I would know how to call a bloody taxi, trust me. I don't know if you can hear the muezzin singing. Sunset time here in Aqaba, and it's time for the last prayer of the day, that I believe it's called Isha, if I remember correctly. Oh, I'm actually next to the mosque. I just realized. Look at this. Now he's singing clearly Allahu Akbar, that I can understand. Oh, actually, maybe this one is not even Isha. This one is Maghrib, which is the one at 5 o'clock. There is one at 7 o'clock as well. I should double check that. I never remember. I think it's 5 times a day. And the last two are Maghrib and Isha. I have to admit that at first I didn't really like Aqaba. I was going to make a quite negative video about it. I was not enthusiastic about this place. It just feels too touristy to me, and you know, you feel like you're getting ripped off sometimes, and it's a bit, you know. But anyway, I have to say that Aqaba is actually kind of growing on me. I spent the afternoon at the beach. I sunbathed a bit, so my mood got a bit better. The sun just went down. This is the fortress of Aqaba. This fortress was actually built around 1510, 1517, and it served as a travelers' inn for travelers headed to Mecca. And after that it was invaded by the Turks, by the Ottomans, and it was their base in the city, and really it was shelled by the British. But what stays there is the symbol. I don't know if you can see it over there. Those flags are the symbol of the Hashemite kingdom, which means Jordan. It's to commemorate the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire.